Welcome back to Touch News Media. Kenya is mourning the tragic death of the 38-year-old famous actor Charles Ouda. Charles Ouda's death is shocking and very tragic. Everyone in the entertainment industry, his fans, are shocked to hear the sad news. His death is still a developing story and police is doing the needful to find out what would have been the cause.
Certain daily activities that you do just kind of bring yourself back in. It really depends on the performer. For my students, I like to encourage them to push the character as far as you possibly can. But again, always center yourself. Do not lose sight of who you are and what it takes. Whether it's meditation, whether it's certain daily activities that you do, just kind of bring yourself back in, because again, that's what happened to me. I've played a character where I kind of slipped all the way off the reservation, and I was a playboy. I took that method, man. Happening, especially with where I went to school, because I was in St. Mary's. So St. Mary's had a very big performing arts culture.
Yes.
Singing, choir, musical instruments, playing in an orchestra,
theater,
theater, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I got lucky enough whereby one day when I was, I think, in standard 4 or standard 5, I think it was standard 5 actually, the casting director for a Coca-Cola commercial just rocked up to St. Mary's, and he was like, all right, so I need 2 boys.
Yeah.
And the auditions happened literally in the quadrangle at St. Mary's.
I know, right?
And the guy saw me, he was like, okay, that kid's got some energy, I like him. And I got a call back. And yeah, that was pretty much the beginning. I went in pretty hard, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this.
That's incredible. So in St. Mary's, you were a prefect.
Ooh, wow.
And you also played rugby.
Yes. Game they play in heaven.
Yes. Tell us about your high school experience.
Oh man. Okay. Story time.
Yes.
So I was in St. Mary's all the way from standard 1 until IB2.
Oh wow.
Wild, it's 13 years in the same place.
Yeah.
But it was it's a lovely kind of environment to come up in. In high school, and a lot of people don't believe this, in high school I was a fat child.
Really?
I was round, and kind of getting past that into the later years of high school, I found out that I could sing. Maybe I was, I was in Form 2, so I was about 14.
Wow.
I found out I could sing.
Yeah.
And it was boom, get into the choir. Only difference is I was singing alto at the time.
Okay.
So my voice was much higher. Yeah, just kind of I really enjoyed that experience. It was the perfect high school experience, I would say. I mean, not perfect, because I still got my ass beat for a number of random reasons, but yeah, it was a pretty good sort of jumping off point for where I ended up, I suppose. Yeah.
You ended up acting with Lupita.
Yes.
In this period. Tell us about this play, man.
So if you've watched the Cinderella, Cinderella, the one that has Brandy and Whitney Houston, that one. So St. Mary's kind of took that version of Cinderella and they turned it into a musical. So Waithaka Gatumia, who's now the CEO of Santonomy, he is the one who was the prince, and Academy Award winner Lupita Nyong'o was Cinderella.
Oh man.
And I look back at that time and I'm like, it is so wild how different everybody's lives ended up. And I always used to say, at that point in time, if you had asked me if do you know that in a couple of years you're gonna be doing shows and films in New York City, I would have been like, you are lying.
You're lying. Get out of here. Oh wow. Okay, let's talk about your first performance at the Kenya National Theatre in Eric Wanaina's Luanda, Man of Stone. How was that? So you auditioned. Take us through the whole journey, actually.
Okay, so here's how this went down.
Yeah.
I'm doing my final musical at St. Mary's, and by now I've gone from bit part player to now I'm the lead of the show. And we go out and we do this show. The show is called Kismet. It's like one of these old school swinging 40s type 50s type musicals. And we do the show, and at the end of the show, the producers of Ouda Makutano Stone are in the audience. And they're like, hey man, that was really amazing. I think you should come out and audition for our next musical. And I'm like, oh, you guys are a professional company that does musicals. That's great. At that point in time, I had only watched one of their shows, and it happened to be one of their best shows. Okay. Because they did Sarafina. Their Sarafina was somebody I have a deep level of respect for as a performer and a person. One Mkamze Mwatela. So I was like, yo, she was Sarafina, man. I'm definitely coming to do Luanda. And it's a musical based on Kenyan myth. It's an original musical, and the music is written by Eric.
Well, I know.
I always loved Eric from his days in Five Alive with Kina Victor Say.
Yes.
His first album is still to date, in my opinion, one of the greatest Kenyan albums of its time. Not even, actually, ever. I mean, that's a big one, but still I would say ever. It's one of the greatest Kenyan albums ever. So, yeah, I was like, I gotta do this. And I went in, and it was a grueling audition process. And at the time, I'm just like seeing people who I like have deep respect for walk through the room. I'm like, oh my God, that's June Gashui. Oh my God, that's Kaz. Oh my God, that's Atemi. What is happening?
What is happening? Am I in the right place?
You're thinking, dude, I'm in the wrong. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not getting this part. And then, you know, a couple of weeks later, I get the phone call. And I have to go explain to my dad that, okay, so I know I'm in my last year of high school. I'm like literally 2 or 3 months away from my final exams. But I need to go for rehearsals every day from like 5:30 until 8. And I have to focus on this show. And at that point, my dad was just like, is this really what you want to do? Okay.
Charles Ouda died just 6 months after proposing to his girlfriend, who is a renowned television personality, Cyril Mirichi. It is very sad and heartbreaking that Charles Ouda died just a few hours after attending a party with his colleagues at Salam Television. Charles will be remembered for his roles in Makutano Junction on KBC and so many roles. He had great passion for the entertainment and acting industry that he shared, and his legacy shall forever live on. We promise to keep you updated in case any other thing is officially reported. Don't forget to subscribe to Taj News Media and turning on the bell so that you don't miss out on anything that we upload. Send out your condolence messages in the comment section, but kindly keep them respectful. I love you guys and stay safe. Bye bye.